Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Natalie and thanks for checking out my video. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. I have been craving those Cinnamon Crunch Bagels from Panera, and I even went and got my husband his coffee this morning from Panera, and I still did not get myself one of those bagels because I'm trying to be healthier with my diet when it comes to like my macronutrients and stuff like that. Just trying to make better choices for my blood sugar to try to help me lose some weight and just to feel better overall. I've noticed when I eat too many carbs or simple sugars that my blood sugar has issues and it makes me very cranky and irritable. I also have high blood sugar and I'm just trying to make better, healthier choices, I guess I should say. All that said, to tell you that instead of buying one of those bagels, which is like 400 calories just for the bagel itself, that doesn't include the cream cheese, and I don't think there's hardly any protein in it, I decided to look up a recipe to make these at home protein style. So, you know, the protein bagels where they're mixing the Greek yogurt with the flour and baking them. I'm going to try that, but I'm gonna make them cinnamon crunch style. So this is a recipe I found online. I am going to link the entire recipe in the description box in case you wanna make these at home. But first watch this video, let me make them. Let's see if they're any good, and then you can make them if you wanna try them. So let me be your little tester and we'll see how they are. Let's get to it. Here are our ingredients. You will need some Greek yogurt. This is just the low-fat version from Trader Joe's. Some flour, I've got my big old container of it here, cinnamon, salt, baking powder, and then sugar. I'm using brown coconut sugar, but you can use regular brown sugar or something else, I'm sure. And it also calls for some regular sugar as well. So we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees, and then we're going to assemble the ingredients. This recipe uses a kitchen scale instead of measuring cups and stuff, at least for the yogurt and flour. So if you don't have a kitchen scale, I'm sure you can find recipes online for this that have actual measurements. This is just the one I'm going to use. So I put my bowl on the scale and I tared it out, and then we're going to add in, I think it's dry ingredients first. So we're gonna do 180 grams of all-purpose flour. And it's very important to tear out your scale after you put your bowl on. This should make 4 bagels, and it looks like the nutrition facts, the calories are half that of one from Panera with way less sugar and obviously more protein because of the yogurt. Now, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Half a teaspoon of salt. I'm just using the pure sea salt from Costco. A teaspoon of cinnamon. I buy these organic spices from Sam's Club, which is actually pretty surprising. Then it just says to mix this up before we add the yogurt. So I'm going to turn on my scale since it turned off. If you have one that didn't turn off, just make sure you tare it before you add the yogurt so you're getting your measurements correct. And then it says 180 grams to 200 grams of yogurt. Start with the 180 if I even have that much. It's going to be cutting it close. There's 185. And then we're just going to use a silicone spatula to mix it up. It says. I think we're gonna need more. It says it just depends on how much yogurt you need based on how much liquid is in your yogurt. And I don't think mine had that much, clearly. It's, I mean, pretty dry still. So I think I'm gonna add the other 20 grams of yogurt, and then I think it will probably be good. Tear my scale out again. See if we can get 20 grams of yogurt. There's 26 grams. Might have to go in there with my hands. All right. Going in with the hands, so make sure your hands are nice and clean. I don't like this. This gives me sensory issues. I don't like it. I don't like mixing things with my hands. I don't like getting my hands dirty, but I do it for breads and stuff like that, so it'll be okay. I'm sticking to my fingers. I don't like it. I'm gonna use your hands to shape it into a ball of dough. I've never made any of these protein like breads, or I've seen people do this kind of with pizza crust and stuff. I haven't done any of them. So are they all supposed to be like this? Really like tough? Like this is tough. Okay, I think we got it. We got a ball of dough. Pretty much everything out of there. So I'm gonna set that aside and then I'm gonna make our topping. So for our topping, they're weighing the topping too. I guess they're trying to be precise. This is really good if you're like counting your macros and stuff like that. So we're gonna go in with 25 grams of the brown sugar or brown sugar substitute. In my case, I am using coconut sugar. Hope I don't regret this. I like coconut sugar though. So there we go, 25 grams. And then tear the scale. Don't forget to do that. 10 grams of regular granulated sugar. 11, that's fine. And then a teaspoon of cinnamon. Don't have to tear because we're not measuring it with the scale. Just gonna mix this up with a fork. Get it all nice and mixed. Try to get rid of some of those clumps. It smells good. I love cinnamon sugar. It just reminds me of like having cinnamon sugar toast when you were a kid, especially like in the winter. I remember having it sometimes. My mom would make toast with a little bit of butter and cinnamon sugar. I'm sure every kid, for the most part, probably had that, right? Comment down below. Let me know. Did you have cinnamon sugar toast as a kid? One of the ingredients I forgot was an egg. We need an egg for an egg wash for the top, so it helps them, I guess, kind of like brown up a little bit, and then also for that cinnamon sugar mixture to stick. Back to our dough mixture. It says we need to add it to a lightly floured surface. So we're gonna sprinkle a little flour here. And we're gonna break it up into pieces. You can, it says eyeball it, or you can use a food scale if you wanna be really precise. So let's just make it into a ball first, and then we'll split it. You can do a knife, you can do like one of those dough scrapers or something. I think I have a dough scraper, so I'm gonna grab that. So let's see, we're just gonna eyeball it. We're gonna cut it into 4 sections. Good enough to me. And then we're gonna roll each one out until it's like 6 to 7 inches long, it says. So let's do that. It's not rolling very well. Too much flour maybe? That's pretty good. It's probably like 6 to 7 inches. And then we're just gonna connect them. Then you have a little bagel. Put him to the side. I don't think these ones I'm gonna actually do that too. I think I'm just gonna make them like honestly like a biscuit shape because that's how the ones at Panera are. The Cinnamon Crunch Bagels there don't have holes. They're not like a true bagel, I guess. So I'm just gonna shape it into a ball. And I'm just gonna squish it down, honestly. There we go. I mean, how can you try to replicate something if it doesn't even really look like it? Line our pan with some parchment paper. Lay out our bagels. And we're gonna do our egg wash. And then our cinnamon sugar mixture, just gonna sprinkle it heavily on the top. So I got quite a bit here. We're doing pretty heavy. And I still have a little bit left. So I'm probably gonna use this in my coffee, just so I don't waste it, and I think it'll make a really good coffee addition. I didn't realize that this recipe was for air frying them, so I have to find another recipe to get the bake time in an oven. I'm gonna bake these for 20 minutes and then I'll check on them. They might need 30. Fresh out of the oven. I did bake these for 33 minutes. They look great. Here's the one that was actually shaped like a bagel. I baked these a little longer because I didn't do the bagel shape, so it was a little, you know, thicker through here, so I want to make sure that cooked through. So they baked for 33 minutes. I'm going to let them cool a little bit, and then I will cut them open. But oh my gosh, my house smells so good. It smells like cinnamon sugar. It smells delicious. I'm not a patient woman. It looks pretty good. I think it would look like less doughy if I let it cool. Now for the best part. Cream cheese, and it's gonna melt because this is still super hot. See, my cream cheese is just melting because these are still so hot. I like a lot of cream cheese, if you can't tell. So this isn't the recipe I originally wanted to do. The first one I pulled up had you boiling them, and I've seen people do this on Instagram Reels and stuff, and nobody's boiling these, so I didn't feel like doing that step. Kind of wish I would have went with that recipe, I don't know, but I haven't tried these yet. So I wanted to let them cool, but I'm just not patient. They smell so good, I'm starving, and I just want to try it. I just want to try it. It's a little, I thought it was a little gummy on the inside, but I don't think it is. I think it's fine. I should let it cool, but they smell so good. They smell so good. I just want to try it. Anyways, let's try it. I've done all this work, right? Here's how it looks. Got cream cheese on it. That's good. It's very good. A little chewy. I don't think they're underdone. I think it just needed to cool and rest, and I didn't let it. That's one thing I've learned from my sourdough baking is you have to let it cool, because if you cut it open as soon as it comes out of the oven, it gives you a little bit of a gummy bread crumb, they call it, I think. It's still good. I think they'll be better once they cool. Let's get a bite of the top one, because that's the one that has like all of that goodness. That is good. That is really good. This is good enough to get rid of my craving and to make again, just so I can have these more frequently. I know it's not a Panera bagel. I know it's not. I can taste it that it's not, because I can taste a little bit of that taste of Greek yogurt. You know how Greek yogurt is just a little strong. It doesn't taste bad. It tastes good. I can just tell that it's not Panera's bagels, which, I mean, of course it's not. I'm not using the same ingredients, but it's a very good alternative. It's a very good healthy competitor, so I will take it. I'm going to probably make these more often. I'm happy I gave it a try. It's up to you if you want to try them or not. I think it was a good recipe. I'm excited to try another one tomorrow after they've cooled down, because I don't think it's going to be gummy on the inside. Sorry I didn't wait longer to cut it open, but I'm just not a patient person. I hope this encourages you to try to recreate one of your favorite dishes that might not be aligning with your current nutrition goals if you're trying to do something different with those. I don't see anything wrong with having the food that you're craving every once in a while. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. But in my mind, I like what I like. And if I can recreate what I like and make it a little bit more nutritious, so lower carbs, lower sugar, higher protein, stuff like that, I'm gonna try it, because then I can have it more often. I can fit it into rotation, eat it more frequently without all the guilt, the elevated blood sugar, the crash, and stuff like that. I read a book, it was called The Glucose Goddess, and the whole thing about it is not eating naked carbs, basically. So whenever you eat naked carbs or simple sugars and stuff like that, it elevates your blood sugar. So you want to give your body a buffer. So you want to eat like something that's high in fiber but low in carbs. So like eat some broccoli, or even carrots with hummus, or you could eat protein. So like, we really like these Chomps meat sticks, especially me and my kids. These I buy at Costco for a really great price. And then I also get the miniature ones. And these are just like little halves, basically, little minis. I'll get one out. So these are the ones I get at Costco, and then these are the ones I get at Thrive Market for my kids. These are perfect snack size. I throw it in my daughter's backpack for school, or I take them with me in the car, especially if I know we're gonna be out for a long time. So when we're out and about and my kids are hungry and wants a snack, I can reach for this instead of something that is more simple and not really gonna do much for them other than make them more hungry in a few minutes. And then also could spike their blood sugar. We do have a lot of the other stuff, don't get me wrong, we eat it, but I do try to do protein first to help with their blood sugar spikes and everything like that. And that is the whole point of that book that I'm talking about. So if you have blood sugar issues, I know I've had blood sugar issues for years now, and I just haven't really messed with it. So that's what I'm working on. I'm trying to balance my blood sugar and get my numbers down before I become diabetic. I've been in the pre-diabetes category for a little while now, and I'm finally ready to actually deal with that. So these are great options. These I get from Thrive, like I said. I will put a code down in the description box for Thrive Market with a link, and this is not sponsored at all. I pay for my Thrive membership and I buy my products from them. I really like that it comes right to my door. I don't have to go out. Their prices are usually pretty good, so I like to use it. So the link will get you 40% off your first order, and then after you sign up for a membership, you can shop there as often as you'd like. This is a really nice company to use, especially if you're trying to choose like better ingredients and stuff like that for your family, because instead of going out and price comparing everywhere, you can just buy it from Thrive. It's good prices. Some people don't have a lot of store options near them, so this is a really great option if you live out in the country a little bit and you don't want to make a big trip to get some of the staples or necessities for your family. Join Thrive. I love it. I use it. And I buy a lot of the snacks for my kids, especially these. These I keep buying because they're a great snack for my kids. They eat them. My oldest has autism. I've mentioned that a few times on this channel. She is 9 years old, and she likes a lot of the simple carb treats and snacks. Like, she really likes cheddar bunnies. She really likes stuff like that, and we give it to her, obviously. But I do try to push a protein first, and thankfully she loves these. She loves them. So I send them to school. Like I said, I take them with me on outings, day outings, road trips, theme parks, everything. These are going with me in my backpack because it is a good protein source for everybody. Anyways, enough about my rant about protein and blood sugar and regulation. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this encourages you to take a meal that you really enjoy and try to take a healthier spin on it, just so you can eat it more frequently and enjoy it without the blood sugar crash. Or if you're trying trying to track your macros, you're trying to increase your protein. I know for me personally, if it that bagel, it doesn't have any protein in it hardly. So I wanted to make a version that is higher protein, so it'll help keep me full longer. I'm not gonna have the blood sugar crash, and I can just feel better about my decision at the end of the day. And honestly, it makes me feel a lot better. When I eat too many carbs or sugars, I crash. I crash hard. 2 o'clock, I'm tired, I'm ready for bed, and then I start getting a little irritable, unfortunately. So I've recognized these patterns in myself. I'm trying to make healthier habits to get out of that little rut I'm in. So thank you for watching my video. I will link the recipe I used in the description box, and remember that one called for an air fryer. I didn't use my air fryer, I used my regular oven. Baked them for 33 minutes. I will also include the recipe that I wanted to use that calls for boiling them first. If you have a little more time on your hands and you want to try the recipe, have at it. Let me know how they turn out. I'd love to hear. So if you make these at all, please let me know how they turned out, and if you like them, if you're gonna make them again, I would love to know. And if you want to see more videos like this, let me know too. So thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.